Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of the Let's Talk Music podcast. So for the first episode, to sit down with my band and have a chat. So, how are we all? How are we all doing?
Good.
Okay, mate.
Good.
Yeah. Brilliant. So, whirlwinded some questions together, little topics. Beers in hand.
Oh yeah,
It's there.
Cheers.
It's within reach.
Certainly. Cool. So, first one, nice and easy. What got us all into music? So, if we go that way, so Dave, Zoe first, then Rich, and then Nige, and then Jack. So, Dave, what first got you into music, mate?
I think it was when I was about 14 or something. I remember being on a school trip, going to a school trip to Spain, to Barcelona, and someone played Blink 182 as a song. I'd never heard anything like that before.
Nice.
It was amazing.
You know,
I listened to that song like on repeat for that whole trip. And when I came back, I was just thirsty for more, so I just kept listening. Then pretty soon after that, I started trying to learn the guitar.
Was the first song you ever learned, Dave? Was it All the Small Things?
To be fair,
One's first song.
Yeah,
it's a tune.
it took me a stupid amount of time to learn a power chord because 13-year-old fingers doing that, it was too hard. I had to
just tune it down to D and it makes you an amazing guitarist.
That's what I should have done. I didn't learn that trick for years.
With Blink 182 songs though, it's literally just that C, G, A minor, F, C, G, A minor, F. So it's so good once you learn it, and all your mates are like, "Whoa, that's it!"
Yeah.
Or power chords. It's great. I love it. Nice one. What about you, Rich?
I guess sounds lame. I guess it was my folks, my mum in particular. Like grew up in a house with loads of vinyl, 70s vinyl stuff. So anything from Zappa to the Beatles and the Stones and everything in between that. So listened to that and then started doing my own thing. I guess first album I bought was Great Escape by Blur, which came out in 95?
Yeah.
Like that. And then just started carving my own journey through the genres, touched on a bit of everything. So yeah, I guess that's how I got into it. Always been surrounded by it. And then I learned piano and trombone when I was a kid.
Nice.
You've got to play in a brass band, which means there's a drummer there, so you see what the drummer's doing. You realise it's much cooler than what you're doing.
Yeah. In your opinion.
Say what?
Shut up, Zoe.
So yeah, that's me, man.
Cool. What about you, Nige?
Well, we used to, I'm going to show my age a bit now, but we used to listen on the radio to a show called Pick of the Pops, which was quite big back in the sort of 60s and into the early 70s, and there was all sorts of music going on at the time, and obviously then glam rock came in the sort of early 70s, and then there was punk, and there was just always something new happening, so it was quite an exciting time music wise. But as for actually playing the bass, that just happened by chance, really. I went out to work in Ascension Island, which is sort of halfway to the Falklands, and I had a bass guitar which had just been lying around for years and years and years, and I took that out there, and it was just lying in the box for a couple of months. And then I went to a barbecue one night, and this guy was like, "Do you know anyone who's got a bass guitar?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have." And he's like, "You're in." And I'm like, he's like, "You're in the band." Well, I can't play it. He's like, "Well, you can learn and
get on with it."
So that's how it all started.
Cool. That's a good way.
Changed my life.
Decent. Nice one. What about you, Gemmery?
Me, probably bigging up Pencoid Silver Band. Started off
on the band
playing the third cornet. I played Barry Pier, which is a highlight. And then it got to a point in my teens where I realised, looked around, I was playing with 90-year-olds. Some of them like almost toppling off my chest. They were aging. And it got to the point where a few of the teenagers in the local village were like knocking on the window, like, "Oh, you're a knobhead, you are." I was just like, "Ah." Oh. And then I started going to this club in Cardiff, Club Evil Bach, which is, and I remember I got into ska. and there's one band called King Blues.
Nice.
And yeah, they were awesome. I realized that, well, maybe I don't need to play with like 90-year-olds, and I could get in the scene, and I realized there's I started then like playing piano with this jazz pianist who played all over, and then I realized that was my calling as well. That was like a cool instrument to play. And my brother bought a piano and didn't use it, and he said, "Oh, do you fancy having a piano down in Cornwall?" And then we played gigs, well, local kind of open mic nights, didn't we?
Yeah.
Around the county.
Loads of them. Yeah.
Kettle and Wink, wasn't it? The open mic.
Kettle and Wink. Yeah.
Kettle and Wink in St. Ives. Yeah, we played.
Yes.
Played 2016, 2017. We played about 10 or 15 open mic nights there.
Nice.
Yeah.
What were those early open mic nights like then, before you sort of?
What were they like? What quality wise, or?
No, they're just in general. Like, you obviously enjoyed it. Like, so I think you were saying about.
Yeah. Like we kind of got the graveyard shift, so we had to work our way into like,
isn't it?
they're quite tight knit. But we kept on coming back, and they thought, oh, we'll give them a chance, and that's probably how we kind of grew, really.
Yeah.
You established the brand, didn't you? You see, you made Saltwater Cure.
Yeah.
It was on the brand, not the band. And you slowly recruited some.
They're quite intimidating, aren't they? The open mics, I think so. You know, not you know, it sounds bad, but you hope the person before you isn't very good, don't you? Because I did one once when I was really, really nervous. I went in Falmouth, won't say the venue, but this lad came on before me, a good mate of mine now, she's called David, and he's unbelievable. Just by chance, he lives in Newcastle, and he is so good. And I was like, I only knew like 2 songs, like, and didn't even know any of the words. I had like sheets in front of me. I was like, really? Like, really? And it's like straight up after him. But yeah, that's
it's the making of you, though, isn't it? Like, you know,
it is. Yeah. Well, that now, yeah, he's a lovely lad, you know, and he's just quality though. He's so good. And I just thought, oh, for God's sake, like, this is. Oh well. But yeah, like you say, it spurs you on, doesn't it, to get better in that.
Yeah, I did love those early open mic nights. We got there's a real great community inside the Kettle and Wink, and we started. There was like definitely a pecking order there, and so, you know, that it would kick off at like 9, sometimes 10 at night. We'd all be working the next day, and sometimes we had like, when we first started, we were given the graveyard shift, and like one night we didn't go on till like gone midnight, and then like we finished 3 songs later, and then like, you know, you can't leave until the last person's playing because that's rude. So we end up like having like 5 hours sleep that night before going to work the next day, just for playing 3 songs at the Kettle and Wink for the open mic. So yeah, it was. Yeah,
it's worth it though, isn't it? Because it
was
before you can get like paid gigs. It's absolutely essential. I used to just get quite nervous. Did you ever do any busking? Early days.
No.
Before I joined the band.
No.
Cool.
Did you, Rob?
Yeah, I used to do quite a bit in Truro. I sort of set off one day in my van and just went around the country, just busking everywhere I could. Like, just stopping. I had a rough plan, but I just go out with my guitar and the little Roland battery powered cube lamps, and would just put it. But then I thought, oh, this is great. You can just, wherever it's really busy, I'll just put my amp down and I'll earn a load of money. And then some steward would come over and say, you're not allowed to be here. You know, so you get like, oh God. But I went on the Albert Dock in Liverpool and got like coins flying at me. It was great. And then this guy came out and said, you can't be here. But I was like, oh, got it. You could. It'd probably be quite a good little living, wouldn't it? But it's I want to do it again. Definitely.
Yeah.
Cool. So moving on. Zoe, otherwise known as Dave. What is your favorite Saltwater Cure song, and why is it your favorite song?
I'd say Losing Our Heads, just because.
Yeah, cool.
Just because that was all of us were recorded in the studio for that one. It just had so much energy went into it, and it's one of those, when I listen to it, I just like remember back to the recording and the writing process, which I really enjoyed.
Still positive.
And it's one of those that it's just like it works better live as well. So I like the recording, but when we play it live, that it really like gets the energy up in the room, and that's why.
Yeah. Decent.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dave, mate. That's definitely my favourite one, both to listen to as a recorded track and play live, I'd say. I know it was the first song we did after Robin joined the band. So I don't feel like we didn't really know each other that well. I think we played maybe one gig beforehand and like had a jam session to sort of try and get the song put together. But Robin had done a sterling job on that lead break, which I still really enjoy every time.
Yeah, me too.
And it just worked really well.
Who wrote it? I did.
So we did that little video thing in the art gallery down Newlyn Way, and that went really well. And the video looked really cool with the surfing bits in it, and everything about it, I just felt was absolutely spot on. Like, couldn't really been improved in any way.
I remember I hadn't been in the band long, and I got lost, and I was like 25 minutes late. I thought
that hasn't really changed.
And I walked in like
navigation,
all sheepish. I was like, sorry. I just couldn't find it anywhere. I mean, it's massive, and I drove past. I just anyway.
Parking for it's not.
I like the directions. What about you, Nige? Nice one, Rich. That's class. What about you, Nige?
I think that might have been before I joined the band, actually, possibly. But it's a cracking song, no two ways about it. But I did enjoy "Give Some Love" because of obviously the filming that we did. All over the county.
Yeah, that's true.
Filming at different locations and different bits and pieces here and there. That was just a fantastic day out, really.
That was such a
great video from it.
Yeah.
And it's film too.
Yeah, what a day of filming that was.
That was the day I just got back from Cyprus in the middle of the night before.
Yes.
We got about 2 hours sleep. And then we went like every beach in Cornwall, didn't we?
Yeah.
It was I remember being like, even now, you guys look great, and I I look terrible. But what about you, Jack?
I try and be different because I would have said "Do What You Love." That's the classic, isn't it? And I think playing live, that is the best. But probably like going back to the experience of like do what you love. Did I just say that? Do what you love.
Yeah.
I would go do what you love. Just because it was our first experience like recording. Do what you love, I'd say. Like, losing our heads was definitely, that's the most fun to play live. That's what I meant. But do what you love. Love that experience. That was the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and it went down really well.
Really nicely for that. I love the video for that one. I remember when I was joining, I watched about a minute of it, and I was like, try and blag my way in.
That video to the other one.
Decent. Say again, mate.
That was just us in a studio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I think my favorite one is "Give Some Love," the video. That has to be. What's your favorite videos?
Definitely "Give Some Love."
Yeah, I mean, it's so as the bloke that put the videos together, definitely that was the one that was most difficult and like the most challenging to kind of make it all sync and work together. Not that it was my idea at all of what it was going to look like, but I really enjoyed
drone as well. Sorry, Rich, remember with the drone flying that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was
it's great. It looks like a properly decent video, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Nice to plug our way into Land's End, which was class. And also, do you remember when we turned up at that church? And
wasn't that great?
Yeah, we played a song.
We played a whole song in the middle of the service.
Every time I'd go past that church, like we went past the church today, I tell Zoe that story. I'm like, we played a gig at that church. I was like, I know, you tell me every time you drive past the church.
It's like the age-old story of like, when a builder's worked on a house and I worked on that house.
Yeah, exactly.
I fitted the doors in that house. Did you? Right, told me that about 1,000 times. But okay, cool.
For anyone who does end up watching this who doesn't know what we're talking about because they're not in Saltwater Cure, we're talking about there's a surf church down on the Lizard on whatever the main road it is on the Land's End Peninsula, whichever the road is that goes down to Land's End. Can't miss it. There's an old Methodist style chapel that's got a cross made of surfboard above its door, and it's quite an open and relaxed church. And they invited us in during a service because they saw us hanging around outside.
We were getting. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, they got that. And they had a drum kit in there, and they had some instruments, and we ended up playing our song in the middle of their church service. But it wasn't inappropriate. It was fine. They loved it. It was a good laugh.
Yeah, amazing Sunday morning session. It was great.
They were kind of. We must have been acting a bit weird. Remember, we were getting attacked by those weird bugs. Do you remember that? And they were
Yes.
all over our t-shirts. Because I think, Dave, you looked at me in the car and you were like, mate, you're literally plastered in bugs. And I was like driving like, whoa. So I think
It's all that Old Spice, Robin. You keep sticking on, mate. It's just
Yeah.
What's that?
it's all of the Old Spice that you keep sticking on, mate.
Okay, cool. Moving on. For you, Dave, what was your favorite song to write?
I'd say, yeah, I don't know. I loved and hated writing the songs because I always struggle with lyrics and sometimes get stuck, and it occupies my my thoughts for days and weeks. But one which I found really nice and a pleasant experience throughout was Together High, because I wrote it pretty quickly in the first lockdown, and then I just got to send it out to you guys, and I kept getting messages back from all of you adding your parts to it, and I really liked that. So, yeah, I felt like I wrote it quick, the lyrics happened quick, and then it was just really exciting hearing it all come back, and then we got to go to the studio once lockdown lifted. And put it all together, and I really liked
it. So yeah, cool. So on the subject of going into the studio during the that was the first lockdown, wasn't it? Or it's all sort of blended into one now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We had a very good game of football tennis, didn't we? Do you remember?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, can't forget.
Of course.
No fighting, strictly no fighting. Who who or no hanging up is probably the best. Yeah, COVID related. Who is the best football tennis player in the band?
Well,
other than me, Jack.
We could say who it's not.
I think it basically Jack ended up staying on the court, and then we'd all just cycle through because it was winner stays on. So Jack basically just stayed on the tennis court all day while we played him and then intermittently went in to record our parts.
Yeah, but who had to go in that garden the most, in Gareth's garden, just jump down over his head?
Yeah.
Is that so? Did Jack stay out there because he's really good at football tennis, or because he's really good at piano? You know what I mean? Did he record his part in one take? Whereas everyone else is just up and
that's a good point.
20,000 takes to make it sound right, and even then, Gareth polish all the shit.
No, the only time I've done that is the newest unreleased song that's coming out this Christmas. Can I mention the name?
Top secret.
That one. But all the others definitely not. Yeah, I've nailed those. But I seem to remember everyone doing it pretty well at that with the tennis football.
Yeah.
There was definitely.
I thought you were on most of the time, Dave. But I'll take the accolade, Dave. It's going.
Well, if you, like you just said, I am the best at the football, so I'll take that. So thank you.
I don't think you were the best, Dave.
Robin gets the cast of that
then.
Yeah. It pains me to say it, but gonna have to say Dave. Just edged it. Just edged it.
Yeah.
With a few dodgy referee calls, not going to name any names. But we'll leave
That's
it. That's
purely because I'm a United fan.
We need VAR. VAR next time. Here, that's what this is. Okay, cool. Offside. So where am I? So Dave, starting with you. This is for everyone. What is your favorite song on the set list? So this one's like originals or covers. What's the one you look when it comes up on the set list, you see it's next, you think, oh yes,
like the whole of the second set, surely.
Yeah, it's like
really.
For me, it's like when we hit that diva section. When we go to the diva songs, I see the first diva songs. I'm like, yes. I like when we go Total Eclipse of the Heart, Bonnie Tyler, just because it always takes the crowd by surprise when Jack comes in with the doom doom ding ding.
Yeah, and the thunder. Should we do a little bit?
Yeah, and I get to just put pretend I'm a diva, and it's brilliant. I always look forward to Bonnie Tyler. Yeah.
I love
Like doing my like
really straight legs. I always notice your legs go like really straight, like you just like you go about like really tall. You're like,
And he looks up like this. He tries to do the really sultry, like,
yeah.
like, why are you looking up? Like, you don't need to put your head like this to sing, Dave.
Bringing out that inner diva, Dave, isn't it?
Yeah, I love the diva section. Yeah.
What about you, Richard?
I think Express Yourself. I really like that because it's super funky. I really like funky stuff. I'd like to be a funky drummer, but I'm actually pretty average. But there you go. I love that one.
Mate.
Brilliant. I like we've made it our own by blending it with a bit of West Coast rap.
Yeah, nice, mate. Must be fun on the drums, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Cool. But you, Nige?
I quite like I Took a Pill in Ibiza, actually.
Oh yeah.
That's a really cool song. It's got a really good vibe about it.
Yeah.
On the bass side of things, I've sort of put a little bit of chorus on. I don't know if you noticed, but that kind of works quite nicely, I think. And I love to hear Dave doing his rap when he goes off into
Fresh Prince.
his little rap.
It's great, isn't it?
That's usually fantastic. It's just a really cool song.
Yeah.
Any of the ones where where we get a chance to have a bit of Jack on piano, some lead guitar from yourself, Robin, and just everybody else just having a good time. Some cracking songs in. I'm a Believer's another one.
Yeah.
Timeless.
It's a good set list, to be fair. Well chosen.
Good way to start the second set.
What about you, Gemmas?
I was going to say, I really like playing Mr. Brightside for the energy.
Yeah.
And I love putting on the like the string effects on the piano. I love doing that. I just think the tempo and the energy, like the drums sounds class. Like just everyone's going for it, and the crowd. It's like probably our song where we actually feel like rock stars. I find.
That's true.
Yeah, definitely. Do you remember?
I was going to say another one like the Gaslight Anthem. That goes down really well in like the Irish bar that we play in Falmouth, and just everyone. That seems to be like a niche kind of favorite with we get some followers, some really kind of kind of crazed followers for Saltwater Cure that come out the woodwork for like that kind of song. They're like, oh, when are you playing that song?
Do you mean the Rock Bottom and Felt So Good?
That's cool as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you mean Rock Bottom, Jack?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's an absolutely riotous song, isn't it?
It's so good.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
find like Finn McCall's that setting as well is just like perfect for it.
Yeah.
It probably chimes with some of the people in the audience, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's class.
Decent. Remember you said about Mr. Brightside. Remember the situation at that wedding, the fancy wedding in Devon, where the room was empty, wasn't it? It was absolutely empty. And Dave, you said, "Go on, let's go, Mr. Brightside." And I remember thinking, "Oh, you sure? Like, there's no one in here." And then we literally played that intro riff, and everyone just came flooding in. Like, it was so there. I'll never forget that. And the room was rammed all of a sudden. And then we had it, didn't we? But that
was it. Yeah.
I'd say that song in our set is the ultimate floor filler.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the nuclear weapon, isn't it? So like you need to be very careful where you use it.
Yeah.
It's got a big effect.
It's true, yeah.
Definitely. Cool. So questions. So kind of covered those. So yeah, how do we all feel like COVID's affected us as a band since that hit almost exactly a year ago, really, wasn't it? Until it started again.
Yeah. Oh,
you guys are parenting solidly, so I've not even had time to like band practice or think about a band.
Yeah.
It's just hit the great big pause button in the sky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Shame. Like I filled my life with other stuff, but I'll just stop doing that when we get to do band stuff again because I miss it. I miss the gigging.
Me too. I really miss it. And like we're like just before just before COVID happened, we were properly on a roll, weren't we? Like, 2019 had been a big year for us. Loads of gigs, some great songs written and stuff. And then, 2020 happened. It just proper put the anchors on, which makes me really sad, really.
Yeah,
So,
we were trying to like line up for some festivals and stuff, weren't we? Last year summer would have been great. Loads of bookings in the diary, didn't we?
Yeah.
As it is, I think we had 2 gigs at Henry's, and that was it.
Yeah.
That brief little bit of summer after lockdown, before lockdown.
Yeah.
Henry's gig was good though, wasn't it? That Henry's that was like
that. Yeah. It's like a breath of oxygen.
It was, wasn't it? That reminded me what it was all about really that night. I remember. Mid-August, wasn't it? And it was like, it's just class.
Well, I guess we'd saved up like 6 months plus of playing energy and enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And then
that was it.
Went into 2 gigs, so they were absolutely banging.
What about you, Nigel? What do you reckon, mate?
I suppose it's kind of stuffed things in obviously quite a big way. It did make me appreciate the gigs we did do, as you say, the ones at Henry's were just fantastic back in September.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of our best gigs that we've done. And I think that certainly the people there was just so appreciative. Such a good crowd, such a great venue to play. So you just try and remember the good stuff. And I suppose it's given us time to, I suppose, just sort of do a bit of our own sort of stuff. I mean, myself, I've been doing a bit more on the acoustic guitar, and which obviously forces you to try and sing a bit as well, which is a bit of a novelty for me.
Question, mate. I know I'm not the question master, but it's just occurred to me. How long had you been with us gigging before lockdown kicked in? I can't remember when you joined. Like how far 2019 it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was about 2 years ago, wasn't it? I think I joined about 2 years back.
Yeah. So you got most of 2019. We did quite a few gigs in 2019, didn't we? As a 5-piece.
I think I joined about now in 2019. So we had quite a full year, didn't we, in 2019?
Yeah, that's right.
And I've done the odd gig. We've done the odd gig sort of at Christmas time, haven't we? Before that,
we had done a couple of random
in some kind of shape or form.
Yeah.
But it would be about 2 years ago that I joined.
Yeah.
So and I think playing to look forward to as well in the future once we get back up and running again, as and when. And
well, that's it. We need to at some point. Not now. We need to do a bit of a diary check, don't we? Make sure we know what we've got booked and what we haven't got.
Yeah.
And also some homework to do. So if you've got some new songs that we need to start looking into, I think that'll be good for us to be able to sort of work on those as we go through the next few months as well.
Yeah,
to keep us on our toes, and I say have a lot that to look forward to as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
nice one, Nigel. Yeah, awesome, mate. Couple of funny ones now, really. Who try again? Who is the best dressed member of the band?
Well, Dave and I came with matching shirts, which obviously we
all dressed up, hadn't you?
Yeah.
Come in.
Probably means it's not me or Dave.
Well, I can say from a woman's point of view, Jazz has given her verdict.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, that's good. That's basically the answer then, isn't it? So
I haven't said it. I haven't said it's you and Rich yet. All right. So she was saying when we played our gig, she's like, the best dresses out of all of you is your dad, Nige. Robin, I don't know if you were there for that night, but yeah,
it's amazing what you do with Photoshop.
Like, Nige is the best dressed out of all of you.
Yeah, you look pretty toasty now, Nige, as well. You look like so struggling in there.
I'm just trying to warm up, mate. My fire is nothing like what Rich has got going there.
I've wasted a bit of money, really. I've got a little heater down here called Greg. Not Greg, Glenn. It's called Glenn. Glenn. Oh my god.
Greg.
Glenn Warmlight is what he's called. Yep, you can find him on YouTube and all this, that, and the other. But he's keeps my feet warm while I'm recording, teaching people. So yeah, but probably just put a jumper on it. Probably save me a lot of money. But cool. So that clears that one up. Let's say no fighting.
Thanks, Jazz.
Yeah. Who has the worst fashion sense?
I think Dad can win and also still get this one as well. I think you're the best dressed and also have the worst fashion sense, Dad.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one to pull off that, but I know where you're coming from. You've got to try. You have to try things out. Having been in a 70s disco band for many years, where obviously the dress code can be quite strange at times. That's for sure. So maybe some of that spilled over into Saltwater Cure.
You don't have to keep wearing those flares, all right? It's not part of how you play. Like, you don't need them. You're good without them, honestly.
And the wig as well, yeah.
Cool. So the winner is Nige, I believe. Cool.
Thank you.
The prize will be posted to you shortly, next day delivery. All right. Okay. Bit of a cool one this one.
Wine now.
What's that?
Is Dave on the wine now?
Is he?
Yeah, I've run out of beer.
Yeah, I've run out, so I might have to do the same.
I know.
I have also run out. We could go and top up.
Yeah.
We could do a beer run.
Should we do a beer run?
Yeah.
Great.
Beer run.
While we do a beer run, I will play one of our songs for our lovely audience. So
Lovely.
everybody watching, grab yourselves a beer and enjoy this song. This song is called, I can't remember what song I chose. I can't remember what it's called, but bear with me. Here we go. Right, cool. Search for the feeling, yeah, come on. Okay, while the lads are doing a little beer run, I'm going to play a song by us called, hang on, Do What You Love. I thought they're all going to come back in now, but these are the days that we look back on. Oh, I need a beer as well.
Oh, yeah.
Nigel, are
Did
you
he change shirt, Rich?
Absolutely. I mean, we can't be having that big discussion about.
That's what you was going for, but you didn't want a beer at all. You just
I want to come back just as nice. I want to come back in a nice
That's right.
Here we go.
Search for the feeling, yeah. Come on.
These are the days that we look back on. I need a beer. I haven't got one. I've run out.
I like as I walked into the co-op earlier, I made that split-second decision to not get one of the handheld baskets. As I could definitely carry like a pizza and a couple of bits. And then I just ran out of hands when I got to the beer aisle, so I could only get two.
Oh no.
I thoroughly regret it now. Absolute regret.
Cool. So for everybody watching, that was our song called "Do What You Love." Check it out on YouTube. Can't see that, can you? But it's on it's on YouTube under our page, Saltwater Cure Music, Cornwall, UK. Cool. Moving on. Some funny questions here. So this is quite a good one. For you, Dave, first, mate. If you were traveling Europe in a camper van and you could only take one album with you, what album would it be?
Probably John Mayer, Continuum.
Ah, good choice, mate.
Yeah, I think that was John Mayer's best album, and it's got like I'd like travel around Europe, and it would take me so long, but I could like try to learn all the different songs on that. 'Cause it's really technical. And they're great, just great songs to listen to, but great songs to try and learn as well. So it'd be a proper project.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's so many different bits of like rhythm, lead, and everything you can get into, isn't there?
Yeah.
Decent, mate. What about you, Rich?
I'd have to say In Rainbows by Radiohead.
Yeah.
So I've always loved Radiohead. I like almost all of their albums, but I think their best one is In Rainbows. Clearly, they're like a pretty deep and introspective band, but there's so much depth in the music to get wrapped up into.
Yeah.
There's nothing I like more than being able to, that rare event of stick on some headphones and listen to a whole album end to end. There's upbeat stuff, there's downbeat stuff, happy stuff, sad stuff. It's amazing on every level. It's such a great album.
Yeah, for sure, mate.
I'm bored of listening to that in years and years and years. I must listen to that hundreds of times. Yeah. So I'd go for that one on the condition that like none of my children came with me, and I had some noise cancelling headphones, so I could be really antisocial and not talk to anyone, just listen to Radiohead all the time.
Yeah. So we're talking BW here. BW before wives. No joking. Okay. What about you, Nige?
Camper. Well, if it's a camper van, it's got to be the Beach Boys, isn't it? I mean, come on.
Yeah, nice, mate.
Hard to argue with Pet Sounds.
Which album?
Fantastic sound, great songs.
Yeah. Decent, mate. Decent. What about you, Jack?
I was a toss up between Jack Johnson in Between Dreams. If I was in a van trip through Europe, get the flip flops on, and nice chilled kind of vibe, or Vance Joy, 2018 album. Between those two.
Yeah. Decent, mate. Decent. Cool.
Upbeat. I'll keep the drive upbeat, Howard.
So a quick one for you, Nige. Pretty groovy bass player. What's your favorite tune of all time to play on the bass? On the spot there.
Probably from the 70s disco stuff we used to do. We used to do a song called "Everybody Dance" by Chic.
Nice.
That's a great bass line. Yeah,
I know. Yeah. I remember the bass line. I know that.
Yeah, it's quite it was done by Bernie Edwards, who was the bass player in Chic, and it's just a fantastic line. I mean, he was just a phenomenal player, and I think he used to just do stuff in one take, whereas I think when we tried to record that, I was taking a bit more than one, that's for sure. But it's just a fantastic line to learn. To learn it, I had to listen to the song, slow it down, and try and work out, and then to just learn it very slowly, and then try and sort of speed up a bit.
Yeah. Decent. Were you able to slow it down so you could? The pitch stayed the same, or did it go kind of like like now with like Logic and the new softwares, you can make it so that it doesn't it maintains the key and everything. Do you know what I mean? So my guitar teacher, she used to slow it down, but then you had to like drop tune your guitar or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Were you able to slow it down and keep it in the same keep the pitch?
Keep it in the same key. That's right, but just so you could hear the the individual notes or to have an idea of what he was actually playing.
Class.
It's in amongst the background of everything else that was going on with the drums and stuff.
So hard to pick it out sometimes, isn't it?
So fast. He was just so fast.
Yeah, I love that, mate.
But a great song. Everybody danced. So, strange enough, whenever we played that, hardly anybody used to get up and dance.
Yeah. That is a weird one, isn't it, with gigs? You know, there's certain songs where you start and think, oh, this is going to get everyone like rocking, and then nobody cares. It's like, oh, okay, you know, you've been waiting for it like the whole gig sometimes, haven't you? And it just, whatever reason, that crowd that night or the audience just doesn't. And then you might have played the same song the next night or the next gig in a different venue, and they go mad for it. You just never really know, do you? With
Well, we've had a couple of songs like that, haven't we? I always think the Ed Sheeran one that we did, where we kind of did it as a bit of with some different stuff. Like, I always thought that was really great, and that we played it well.
Yeah.
And like, no one ever really seemed to care.
Yeah, no one ever liked it.
For a bit, but if we made the right decision of just drop it, you know, if you play it 5 times, 5 different venues, and actually no one really cares that much, then it's shit. It doesn't matter.
Thinking Out Loud, that one, wasn't it?
Thinking out, no, not that one. It was what's the other one? The
the club isn't the best place to find the lovers of the bar. I can't remember.
I can remember the riff, but I'm the same. I can't remember.
Yeah. But it never really seemed to get anyone dancing or into it in the way that I.
Yeah, I think people got a bit, that song, like that tune banged, didn't it? But then I think it got like people got a bit bored of it. It got really, it was played so much on the radio, wasn't it? I remember every day you turn the radio on and be like boom, 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 boom. So I wondered, it might not, I don't know.
It just became like the cliche, I guess. And it was funny because there were some songs that we play where, like, you know, most of the time we'd play it and the crowd would never be that fussed. It would just be like, you know, start of the first set or something. It was like those sorts of songs that just gets people comfortable while they're like drinking their beers and stuff. And then every now and again, you just play that to a crowd and they just go mad for it. Like, I remember we played Sitting on the Dock of the Bay one time, and like, the crowd absolutely loved it, and all just like really early in the first set, and like so sometimes you just can't judge it. Like the crowd just loves one of the songs.
Yeah, it's like when we play Under the Sea, and you get some people like, oh, who do they think? Do they think we're like 12 or 8 years old? And then have another venue, and they're all rocking, like loving it, aren't they? They're just that's the one song that gets them all.
Yeah.
Best thing about that song is when Dave does his different accents.
Yeah.
I tried French. Yeah.
Let's see if you can spot the country that we're.
Sounds a bit Eastern European to me, but.
What's that, mate?
Sounds a bit Eastern European.
Yeah. Love it.
We talked earlier, Express Yourself as well. That's a fantastic song.
That's a great bass line. Yeah. Absolute classic.
It's definitely a drum and bass song, that one.
It is, yeah. Well, that's why I like it.
That's it, mate. Holding it all together at the back.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So, for what's your favourite gig you've ever played, Dave?
It's got to be the Salt Bar gig for me. Like, Henry's came close, and some other gigs that we played have come close, but there's a Salt Bar gig that we played late summer 2019. That was just so good. The dance floor was filled. It was midsummer. I felt like we as Saltwater Cure were just absolutely in our happy place playing that gig, and it all came together and sounded great.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Yeah, I remember that was, but it was absolutely rammed, wasn't it? Yeah. It's a great night, class night. Are you Rich, mate?
Well, yeah, I was going to say Salt Bar as well, but I might be kind of conflating several gigs that we've had there. But I thought like the Christmas one that we did there must have been Christmas 2019. That was a banger as well, because we'd really nailed the kind of the Christmas subset list.
Yes.
Mariah and whatever else.
Mariah Carey. Do you remember that first? The way it was like dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like,
yeah, it was that.
I think it was
so cool.
Confession.
So I love the other Salt Bear one, but then back in the day, we haven't played it for a few years. I really would love to play it the next time it happens. Like, I find it hard to beat the atmosphere at Helstonbury. Those guys are just crazy. Like they like absolutely love the music. Anyone who puts themselves out there and gives it their all, as we always do, gets the most amazing response of people jumping.
Yeah. For sure.
We had that slot, didn't we, for like 2 or 3 years in a row of that Sunday night, like late on the Sunday night, weren't we? We're like closing Helstonbury. It was just such a great slot, and it was brilliant.
What about you, Nige?
I think it was the last one we did, to be honest, at Henry's. I just think that was such a boost to be able to, to come out of lockdown and to be actually get out and perform again. Kind of felt so good just to be up there again, entertaining people and seeing everybody having a great time. Such a fantastic vibe there.
It was a particularly responsive crowd that night, wasn't it? It seemed like everything you said, Dave. Like if you cracked a little joke, everyone would laugh. Like sometimes
that never normally happens, does it?
Open that one up there, didn't I? But I remember the little volume meter thing where if we played too loud, it cut the power off. Do you remember?
Yeah.
You just start getting into it and you forget for 2 minutes, wouldn't you? And then it would go dunk, everything goes off. Oh no.
The crowd always cheered when we went off and like, "Way!"
Yeah, everyone loved it.
Yeah.
It's like, carry on. Ron, but what a legend he is, what a lovely guy.
Yeah.
No, it'll come back. All right. Cool. So
I'd say Salt Bar as well, Robin.
Are you feeling a bit left out down there?
It's my camera.
Stay in that corner and stay down there.
Sacked in the morning.
I'm in another room or something.
Sorry, Jack. Carry on, mate.
I had nothing of value to add, to be fair, but I was just going to say Salt Bar as well. But
great. Thanks for your input.
They were good. I do remember that Christmas one. I have a confession to make. I was extremely hungover for that Christmas gig, but
you dirty little stop out.
I can remember thinking, pretend you're not. Don't give us. Oh, I'm really hungover. You picked me up, Dave, and I remember in the back of your car, like, you went every time you there was a little bump, and you were like, you feeling up for it tonight? You ready? You're like feeling up for it, and I was like, just trying not to be sick up there. Anyway,
I can say the most hyped up gig by David Emery was always what's the one you play at your base that me and Dad invited to?
Yeah, we do Toronto nights.
Toronto night. That's the most hyped up gig, but always has to be said, it is the disappointment where we Dave's like, it'll be the biggest gig. Like there'll be like 500 people on the dance floor, and it'd be the best time ever. And then me and Dad at like midnight are still like twiddling our thumbs, like no food for us. Just Dave's like, guys, we'll be there now. And then off he goes to get lashed in the other men. And then by the time we played, everyone is so drunk they don't even hear you like playing any music at all. Like anything sounds good. You'd be like, you haven't even started yet. That's the distortion. And by the end, Dave's like doesn't sing anyway, so you just get some drunken like squaddy just give it up.
So was that the first one we ever played?
The first one was good. The first one was good, but the second one wasn't
bad, was it?
Yeah. I do remember coming up and the speeches went on in the meal and stuff, and then we came up and it was like nearly midnight, and like Jack and Dad were just upstairs. It's like, oh my god.
I had like a lesson observation the next day as well.
Yeah, it was brutal.
The worst thing was there was a barrel of beer there. Guy's like, oh yeah, tuck into the beer, boys. And like, yeah, mate, I've got a 40-mile drive at the end of the
Just have one.
Where's your old man away with the cabin, Dave?
It's the thought that counts, but yeah. I'll just have another Coke.
I do remember people kept coming over and just like giving you shots of Jägermeister and stuff. You're like, cheers, mate, but I'm driving. They'd be like,
like can of Coke and a packet of minstrels sort of thing. Cool. Right. Sorry, Jack, I didn't mean to miss you out, mate.
Okay, it's all right.
Cool.
Check my webcam was on.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave, if you could have a beer and a jam with any musician in the world, who would it be?
Oh, beer and jam. I'm just gonna have to be lame and go John Mayer again.
Yeah.
Just like it would be a great beer and a jam, just like having that with John Mayer. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask him how many like ex-girlfriends he's got.
Yeah.
500.
I know.
Yeah.
Just like.
Sensible answer is none, because none of them were girlfriends.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway, what about you, Rich?
I reckon Dave Grohl from Nirvana and the Foo Fighters, obviously, because clearly he's an absolute ledge, rock and roll ledge.
Yeah.
He's been behind some of the most epic rock and grunge tracks of the last 30 years.
Yeah.
Man, it sounds like a long time. But other than Nirvana and the Foo Fighters, obviously he also did the drumming for one of the Queens of the Stone Age album, Songs for the Deaf, which is a personal favourite as well. And he's just an all-round great dude. Every interview I've seen him in, he seems like an absolute lad. So I think he'd be a really fun person to hang out with.
Yeah,
Hear proper rock and roll stories and learn quite a lot about drumming.
Yeah. Yeah, nice one for sure. Sick. What about you, Nudge? Swiggin.
Well, I would say I don't know if they have to be alive, but
No, yeah, the live one.
Paul Kossoff, who was the guitarist with Free. If you ever watch any of their stuff, he was just a phenomenal guitar player. Absolutely no pretense, and you can just see from the way he was playing that he was just pouring everything into it.
Yeah,
He's a superb guitarist, and so just to be able to play some bass along with that guy would have been superb.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, mate, for sure.
He played guitar, of course, on All Right Now. So Free's All Right Now. That was their big.
Yeah, I haven't heard. I'll have to check it out, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
A rock classic.
Yeah, Free was it?
Free with the band, yeah.
Yeah.
They were going from sort of 68 to about 72, 73, something like that.
Yeah.
And then the singer Paul Rogers, he formed. What was the band? Can't Get It. They had the song "Can't Get Enough of Your Love." Can't remember the name of the band now. But yeah, he's still singing. He was singing with Queen for a while, actually.
No way.
Rogers, yeah. So they drafted him in for a bit. Obviously after Freddie Mercury had passed away, so he did quite a few gigs with them. He's got a superb voice. They were a great band, actually. Free were a very good band, 4-piece, and they were just 4 very good musicians.
Yeah, for sure, mate. Class, awesome. I'll check them out. What about you, Jack?
Probably go like far up there, but Billy Joel, just because I and play one of his songs relentlessly, Root Beer Rag. It's like such a quick song, and my piano teacher just absolutely loved him as well. And I think that kind of style was like so iconic when he used to play. He played all over, but I remember him just watching the videos of him holding a room. Like he played in Russia, and no one had like kind of broken over to there and played like Russia before, and he like it just like it was so cool to see the footage of that and how he can hold the room just playing the piano. Yeah, it was so cool. So I'd say that'd be pretty cool to see that. Probably have a beer rather than play along with him because he's too quick.
Yeah. Did you see the documentary about Billy Joel recently? I think it was BBC One, BBC Two, and I think my dad was watching it. Really good documentary that was on. Like I think it was a sort of documentary behind the scenes and this and the other, and then it was like a 2.5 hour live show, which was just unbelievable. I think John Mayer came out and played, and then like a few other people. Like
cool.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah. No, I have to check that out. I watched one. And it was just like a 2 hour one about him playing in Russia before, and like no one had done that before. So and it was kind of tricky time as well with the Cold War. So that was really interesting. But I have to check it out. Yeah.
Absolutely. No, nice one, mate. Cool. So, question for you, drummer Richard. You might know what's coming. Right. So, I don't know how many years ago this was. It was, I don't know, Could be many moons ago, could be just a couple of years, but I believe you were involved in an incident of an audience / crowd member toppling not only onto the drum kit, but I believe Dave said in a previous interview, through the drum kit. So can you explain what happened there?
This was our first gig, and it took place at the same Navy base on the same occasion, but in a different year to the story we were talking about earlier. And it was actually Saltwater Cure as a 3-piece band, namely Dave, Jack, and myself. It was our very first gig, so we weren't a band. It was just a let's get together and we'll put some songs on for entertainment after this dinner. And we laid the pressure on ourselves quite heavily. Like I had to learn a whole load of songs because you guys were already playing them. I had to learn a whole load of songs quite quickly. Some of them were really hard. Some of them I still can't play, to be honest with you. And then instead of just playing a gig like normal people, we then decided, and I think I probably was fairly influential in pushing for this, that it would be a really good idea to play this gig in drag as well. So for some reason, we were all in drag, playing a gig. I didn't know any of the songs. It was making up, so I went along. Fortunately, none of that really mattered because anyone watching was so drunk and so beyond it that they wouldn't have known anyway. Now, Dave, in his infinite wisdom, had decided to make it a bit of a bandioki theme. So bandioki, if you're not familiar, is where the band play the song and then somebody sings karaoke, but with a band, bandioki. And I primed a few people to sign up for this. And then we were going to play a song, Unchained Melody, which is relatively famous, I'm informed. And you'd spoken to Serena, no surnames. She's a lovely lady, Northern Irish lady. I'm sure she's a great singer most of the time. And she'd signed up to sing this song. And so we said, it's Unchained Melody. Serena, you're going to come up and sing the song? She stumbled towards the stage. And she really couldn't walk, let alone sing. And I have to say, playing that was, I think, without doubt, the worst song I've been involved in playing with in my entire life. It was appalling. It was absolutely, the words were written down, but she couldn't focus, so she wasn't going to be able to read them. So she couldn't sing. I couldn't play. And then she fell over into the drum kit and absolutely destroyed it, and everything fell everywhere, and then the song ended. And the world was a better place because she fell into the drum kit, and that ended the song because it was Serena, I'm sure you're watching, but I haven't forgotten.
Yeah.
The crowd loved that bit, to be fair.
They would have done it. If any of them were watching, they would have thought it was hilarious, but nobody was watching. They were all doing something else.
Right, so good. So was the drum kit repairable, or was it just?
The most important thing is it wasn't my drum kit.
Right. Sorry.
No, it was fine. It was we borrowed.
Oh, no. How did you explain that one then? So
nothing actually got broken, but just all the different constituents of the drum kit went different places. And in the middle of it was a small Irish lady, potentially in a pool of her own urine and vomit. I'm not sure.
Lovely. Oh, that's great. Oh, cool. Thanks for clearing that one up. Okay, so next question. It's like eggheads, isn't it? Right. So before I joined the band, which was August 2018, ish. So how did you guys get the idea to form the band? So can you talk us through how that happened?
Yeah, I think it was the open mic nights, wasn't it? Like, we had the idea. I was going to the open mic nights, and I was like, Jack, you should come play piano, and then we can start getting a duet thing on the go. And then we started doing that, and at the open mic nights, it was working. And then we wanted to make it bigger. We wanted to make it a full band. And so that's when we started chatting to Rich. I specifically remember a poker night, Rich, where we had a chat about it.
Yeah.
And I was at a poker night, and I was just like, we are thinking of, it's just me and my brother, but we're thinking of getting drums involved. And then it just sort of grew. And then if you're getting drums, you need bass and lead guitar. So yeah, it just sort of the idea took hold really, and it became what it
nice,
is.
isn't it?
Yeah, so nice.
Music capital of Cornwall, they call it.
Yeah, Kettle and Wink.
We should
Sorry.
give a mention to Rosser here as well. Rosser's he was the other member of Saltwater Cure.
Yeah.
Lead guitarist for a little while in 2017, maybe.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah.
2018 for a little bit.
Lovely guy, isn't he? Such a lovely lad.
Yeah. So we gigged a bit, and Ross was present for many of the painful early gigs of Saltwater Cure. Not big painful. There were some painful ones, weren't there? Let's be honest.
No, they definitely were. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's part of forming a band, isn't it? Is going and having gigs where you tell yourself, yeah, it's good gig, and then a couple of months later you say, awful, terrible, it absolutely sucked.
Except Rosser didn't do that. He was just like, guys, we're fucking shit.
Yeah, he knew. I mean, he didn't lie to himself. That's the thing.
Yeah. He was
like
lacking that critical thing of being able to lie to yourself, and so.
But yeah, Rosser moved back to Wales, didn't he? So, so that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Oh, what a legend. Do you remember the night, Dave, where we stayed up? You came around after a gig, and me and you stayed up till about 6 a.m. just drinking, jamming.
That's right.
And then you had a surf lesson at 8.
I really did. Yeah.
It was so
bad. I specifically remember surfing that next day, and like maybe like I'd like paddle out and I'd be in the lineup, and you just went, Dave, you stink of booze.
In the sea.
I was like 20 yards away from you, but I was just like,
just radiating. Everyone around you drunk.
Oh, that was so funny. You paid 30 quid for that lesson as well.
I know, yeah.
Oh, class. Can't remember who was I at? I've completely lost my trail of thought. Who was the last question to?
How did the band form?
Yeah, that was the question. Who was the last person I asked the question to? I completely forgot.
I think we all chipped in.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's why I'm getting confused. All right.
What we haven't really mentioned is so after Ross went back to Wales, so we needed another new lead guitarist. So Dave, you put an ad out, didn't you? And Robin answered that ad, had an audition.
Yeah. I put a thing out, a post out on Musician Finder, and that's where Robin, you saw it, and then thankfully got in touch and then joined the band. Thank God. And so that ad worked out really well, because you've been in the band over 2 years now, isn't it? So like 2.5 years.
About that. Yeah, it is. Yeah, God, that's crazy. Yeah.
And you've brought loads to the band, so absolutely loads. So yeah, really chuffed that you saw the ad on Facebook that day.
Cheers, mate. I remember seeing it. I knew straight away I wanted to join. I love everything about it. It's class. So no, I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
The final piece of the puzzle was Nige, and
yes, absolutely. That was like you say, the final piece of the puzzle. Like sound wise, so important. I remember their first rehearsal, just with that real nice low end. It was like, yes, like with that just brings so much like sonically to the live sound, doesn't it? You know, just boom, you almost like feel your hair like shaking.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got really big hair though, Rob. Like
yeah. I've actually been cutting my own hair during lockdown. Have you noticed? But,
getting better.
Nice. I'm never going back to the barbers ever again. Or once in a second when I turn and show you it, you might well say, get yourself to the barbers on April 12th, whatever it is. There you go. Reckon.
Look at that! Look at that!
Smooth.
Joey Essex is what it is.
I love it.
Cool. Yeah. No, it's I had a razor, clippers, whatever they are, and then it was all going well, and I dropped them earlier, and they broke. So. Just hit the ground so hard. They're about 40 quid as well. Anyway.
Oh, nightmare.
What?
Yeah.
My recollection of joining the band's a little bit different. I seem to remember that you were just very, very desperate, and
So I'll tell you,
I think the previous bass player had left quite a short notice, and so you were just thinking, who the hell can we get in?
We never had a bass player till you guys. You're the first, the one, the only, our true love. No, I'll dish to that. So,
we did have the loose cannon Shane, didn't we?
oh, we did.
What?
It was
Yeah.
One gig only. We had Shane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
But then he loved Saltwater Cure so much that he left for Eastern Europe and never came back.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about Shane. Yeah, that was only one gig, and that was when we had the new PA, and we didn't understand how the monitors worked, so I couldn't even hear what I was doing. I had no idea what was going on in the drum.
Guess what?
Just happened stuff.
Do you remember when we played that? We played like the first
For a wee
couple
bit.
of songs of a gig with monitors only on.
Yeah.
And we forgot to put the actual PAs on. We just had the monitors on. They just played a gig.
Yeah, see previous comments about gigs where we sucked.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
That was in Truro, wasn't it? In Vanilla.
Yeah, that was Vanilla.
What a weird venue, but worked like.
Yeah.
Where's Vanilla?
It's
Was that
opposite.
Oh no, it wasn't.
No,
Yeah, sorry,
that
it
we
was
had
venue.
Shooter outside.
Yeah, it
It's
was venue opposite Vanilla. wasn't
opposite
it?
Vanilla.
Yeah.
Oh, Vanilla's the club, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
So I can't remember. Mango, is it?
Mango Tangos, was it? Something like that.
Oh, that's in
Yeah.
That's about.
Was that the one? Where's the one where we had T-shirt?
Zephyros.
The Fearos.
Oh yeah, and we
Yeah.
That's not a kebab shop.
turned the PA on for the last song, and then
Yeah.
everyone started dancing. We were like, "Oh, sorry, we've finished now."
Yeah. Oh, sorry, we forgot to turn our PA on. We've been playing on monitors.
Oh,
Yeah, we are the most
I like
unprofessional
it.
band in Cornwall. That's right.
muddy, distant sound of. Oh, cool. So moving on. So I guess bringing it all to a bit of a crescendo. Do we all have our scorecards handy?
Oh yeah.
Well, fingers could suffice, but I've got mine here. So don't need them just yet, but just keep them handy, as I'm thinking. Have got another little thing to do. Bear with me. So before we play this, I would like everybody just to, and I've got some sound bites ready for this, okay? So starting with you, Dave, just play simple. Tell us your funniest / craziest gig story. And here is the sound bite.
Oh, funniest, craziest gig story. Oh my god. Someone else go first. Let me think of something.
I've already done mine. Mine was Serena completely trashed my drum. Someone else's my drum kit.
Okay.
Well,
How about you, Nige? Wait, before you go, Nige, I've got a sweet little sound bite. Ready?
Nigel's funniest gig story.
There we go.
Can it be from another band?
Oh no. Yeah. I've just thought of mine, but yeah, go for it.
I've got a great one from Disco and Curdo.
Go on
Do
then.
it.
Well, we used to, as you may recall if you saw us, we used to use, we had a drum machine. Which
Heresy.
Yeah, I know. I was gutted. I was outvoted, mate. I was outvoted.
Was there no? Sorry to interrupt. Was there no drummer? There was just a drum machine.
When we first started rehearsing, we had a drummer, but we just couldn't get a drummer to stick with us. So we went through about 3 or 4 drummers, and then they just never stuck with it. So in the end, the Spiff, whose band it was, who was actually a drummer, but because we had drummers, he learned keyboards very well. And then because the drummers didn't stay around, he just ended up doing the drums on the drum machine.
Yeah.
But anyway, over the years, things started to get added onto the backing track. So as well as the drums, there was the bright idea of putting some backing vocals onto the backing track. And then we were at this gig one night and we were singing Never Can Say Goodbye by Gloria Gaynor, which is obviously 70s disco smash, and as well. And just before we did the song, somebody had the bright idea of changing the key that we were going to sing it in. So we did it in a semitone or a tone lower, whatever it was, than obviously what was on the backing track. And it was only when we came to when the backing vocals kicked in that obviously it all went horribly wrong. And of course, we'd already started the song, so we couldn't really just stop it because the backing track was going.
Oh no!
And of course, the anticipation of knowing when the backing vocals were going to kick in. It was just hilarious.
You've had an absolute Western supermare there, Nigel. Okay, cool. Who wants to go next? I'll leave it.
So I've remembered a couple now. But I think I'm going to go back all the way to the open mic nights with Jack when we were playing in the Kettle and Wink, and I happened to Jack's got a transpose button on his piano, so I can learn something on guitar, and he can just transpose his piano to a different key. And I happened to mention while he was doing that, and while we were playing this open mic night, well, I was like, oh yeah, well my brother's on the keys, but to be honest, he's just got a transpose button, so he just plays everything in C major. And some woman in the crowd just went, "Oh God, even I could do that." And Jack was like, "Hey, what are you
doing?"
I've got another one, but it's not one for me. It's one for Dave that he might have forgotten about.
Oh, go on.
So do you remember when we played? Remember that as a band, we were at one point actually banned from a venue that we'd played at. Oh, yeah. We were thrown out of our own gig and very nearly not paid. And it wasn't because of the actions of anyone on this side or this side or this side of the screen. It's this guy over here who basically got so hammered and so carried away because loads of his mates had come to the gig and so excited that he embarked upon, I think it was a 5 or 6 minute monologue before.
Yes, great.
Yeah.
But we were just playing the intro for 5 or 6 minutes continually whilst Dave rambled on about some shit.
Do you remember what song it was, Rick? Sorry, just to add on to it.
Was it Bonnie Tyler?
Yes.
I think it's the intro to Bonnie Tyler.
We just go around
just going dum 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 again for 6 minutes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Whilst Dave rattled on about whatever. Anyway, they let us get away with it, but they were so angry at the end. They said, "Take your money and never come back to our party."
We got a bit of a stern. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember getting specifically. I got properly rebriefed by the barmaids that night.
Yes,
I think she had some very angry locals sat opposite her at the bar who were very unimpressed with the performance, which went down a storm to our mates who were there, but it went down very badly to everyone else. Yeah, it was
fair, the dollar bills were flying at the tills that night, weren't they, at the bar?
Yeah.
It was like they must.
Oh, yeah.
It was a funny night, that wasn't it?
You
were there like that, Dave. You were like, this song. I love this song. And the whole when I was young, and you just kept starting a story, and then just completely where you get.
It never went anywhere. Like the story never finished. There's no end.
It didn't even get started. and then
I was lost in the music.
Don't Look Back in Anger was I knew the chords, but when I play it, I've transposed it. So I remember in my head I was thinking, how can I play it? And it's just like C, G, A minor, E, whatever it is. And then I was when you slowed down so much because you're so drunk, it was like so no.
A little bit hamming it up.
We'll get back to you in a minute. Honestly, I'm laughing too much.
Yeah.
Good.
So
funny.
some venues you just got to let go, you know. It's just
Yeah,
like,
they forgave us as well. To be fair,
Gotta let
well
the
yeah.
flow.
adding on to this, who was the poor soul that had a gig 3 weeks later in the same venue? Me. I had to go in, and everyone being on the way, think, oh god, just go in. I'm really sorry about my friend. You know, he's got a bit of a problem with booze. You know, he's. No, they were fine. You know, they were cool with it. Just they'll do it again.
Yeah.
That's a great one. Cool. So, just thinking if I have any more questions. Don't want to sort of run on too long, but anything anyone want, Dave? Anything you want to say, like about where everybody can check us out and best place to listen to our music and
Yeah, like please come join us on Facebook. Have a look at us on Facebook. So we announce most of our stuff there. But Spotify is, I'd say, kind of the place where we put all our music, and that's where we listen to all our music. So yeah, Rich is coming in with.
Let's not forget the premier website,
Yes.
saltwatercure.band.
it's actually
You could be possibly the 4th or 5th person outside of this band to visit that website. Claim that. Be that.
for every click we get like 0.000000001 of a penny.
I'm
So
not sure we even get
enough
that.
clicks, we will be rolling in it. So
But it's costing,
we will
costing
fix
me.
the COVID economy. You know what I mean?
It's costing me like 40 quid a year for the domain name and the hosting. Like if like one person could visit it, that would be cool. Because currently no one's ever been there, so it's a bit of a waste.
Isn't there a prize for the 1 millionth person to?
Yeah,
There is, yeah. Keep clicking.
Yeah.
There'll be a prize.
No, it's not the 1 millionth, it's the 10th.
yeah. Right. So I hope you'll got your dancing shoes on, because as you were warned, we're about to start the dance off. Let me just load the song. So, scorecards at the ready. Who wants to dance first? This is called a desk dance, right? So you can't leave your chair. That's the only rules. If you get up, you're disqualified. If you didn't, you know.
Oh,
So,
really?
it's a desk.
Oh, damn it.
Well, yeah, maybe you can get up.
No, I'm only joking.
I'll go first. I got this.
All right, Dave's up first. You all warmed up, done your stretches. I'm gonna get the song on. So if Dave does 20 seconds, and then when I wave, you're up, Rich. All right, 30 seconds. How long is the song? Yeah, 30 seconds. And when I wave, Rich, you're up. Okay. Let's go. Come on, Dave.
Yeah. Happy I'll dance. Woo.
Decent.
Talk about it. Oh, we need the barrels. Like in the barrel.
Loving it.
Out of the barrel. In the barrel.
Love it.
That's all I got.
Rich, you're up.
I'm not leaving my chair. It's okay. I'm not going to fall over.
Oh, yeah.
Look how long his It's horrible. All right, Nige. No, we don't go. What's going on here? Yeah!
When he sits back down and stuff, no top on.
Yeah.
He's gonna do a backflip. Watch.
Where's he gone?
Yeah.
Oh, decent. Right. Jack, I think you're up, mate.
Oh, he's got a spray
That's
balls.
the only thing I've used it for.
Excellent.
Oh, it's
Okay,
about.
That's the only thing I'll use this for my Christmas present.
Nice.
Lead breaking it.
Classic bit of lead guitar there.
Oh, yeah.
Thumbs up.
Doing it.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Good timing.
Solid. Solid.
Woo.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Solid effort. Solid effort all around there, guys.
got rid of the lockdown belly, I think, that one. Long way to go. Whew. Okay, so scorecards. First up, going to vote for Zoe. Zoe, you down there?
You can't vote for yourself, Zoe.
Get
out.
Chat.
Get out of it.
That's showed me how hopelessly unfit I am after this COVID.
I'm recovering.
I feel like I need to like sleep for a couple hours. Whew. Okay. Rich, let's all go same time, I reckon. You ready?
What are we doing, Dave?
We have to explain. You have to explain your number as well. So, what they could have done better, what they should be improving for next time.
All right, shall I go?
Feedback.
Slating, I mean, talking about Dave, are we? So first of all, I can write the number 6.
You've held your 9 upside down.
I was going to say it.
But no, I think you'll find that's a P. So top tip, it's in mirror mode, so you'll need to write your numbers backwards. Anyway, that's a 6. That's it. It's not a bad score. It's it's a bit slightly above average.
It's coming through 6 on our screen. So
has it?
yeah, mate.
No way. It looks backwards.
Mirror thing, whatever it was.
Okay. Yeah, good use of the wine bottle opener. That was quite cool.
Thank you.
Extra point for that.
Yeah, extra point. Dad, your score for me, please, Dad, if you don't mind.
Can you see that?
That looks like a 1.
9.
That's a 9.
Oh, 9, is that? Oh, sweet. Yeah.
It's out of 10, not 100, yeah?
Oh, right. Put a decimal point in front of it. No, 9. I just felt that the in the barrel, the cover up could have been a bit longer.
Yeah. I could have stalled a bit better, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needs an upgrade. What are you going for, Jack?
I went for an 8.
You can't see that. Where is it? Oh, okay, I can see it now.
I just thought
What is that?
I just thought the
blank piece of
bottom
paper
turn into the barrel wasn't quite. It didn't get you deep enough as you bottom turned into it.
Yeah, I did feel like that as I did it, actually.
Yeah, I just think your coach Johnny Farrow might be a bit that performance.
I need to think a bit hard about my technique and commitment to the barrel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get on the WSL,
Yeah.
but an 8 anyway. It's a solid score.
Solid score. Yeah, I'll take that. Nice.
I'm gonna 7.
Well, 7.
7.
Solid.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Thought it was good. It was good, but just
It could have been more. Could have had more to it.
Needs an upgrade.
I need to press the boost button.
Yeah. No, I'm joking. That's class. That's good. All right. So what do we all have? Let me add them up. So David Attenborough, what did you score? All right, I did fail maths a total of 4 times, so this wasn't my strong point. 6. So Dave got 6. What did you give him, Nige? Was it 9?
For Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah,
9.5. 9.5, I think it was.
Was it?
0.9.
-2. What did you go for that? 8. So Dave scores
8.9.
Spread 6, 7, 8, 9.
6 plus 9 plus 8.
I think that equals 55, actually. Yeah.
Because you're not born in Cornwall, you don't actually have enough fingers to do that one, mate. So
What's it got to say here? Remove from the chat. See, do you know I'm so bad at maths? I've actually got my calculator out.
6 plus 9 plus 8, that's only 3 numbers.
I know it is. Not my strong point, mate. Trust me. 23.
23.
Well done, David. Well done, David.
Thanks, guys, yeah.
yeah, but you haven't added your score on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
30.
He'd bloody asked my mum to start doing homeschooling, I reckon. What's what did I
We'll do some rapid recall tomorrow, mate.
30, all right. You all good enough? Anyone
I've got a times table rocks login as well. We could do some of that guy.
All right. Richard. What are we all going for Richard's dance? Place your bets now.
Nigel did me proud. Hey, is that just like a retaliation score? I only gave you 6. It's not that bad.
8.
Those legs.
I won't sabotage the score.
Hey, you giving me a
I loved your knees, Rich. Your legs.
yeah.
It was like Squidward. The leg like Squidward.
I actually
got the same colour trousers on it. Squidward's legs.
I actually
do it
thought
again.
yours was incredible. I was not expecting it at all, Rich, and I thought it did surprise me. So yeah, that's
Solid
solid 9.
I had 8. Rich is Rich. What did you have, Nige?
9 again, mate.
9.
Fantastic.
You're just keeping that score then.
Jack's just got the letter P.
Because he's written it backwards. It'll look right to Jack, but it doesn't look right to us.
Does it?
Can I get 9 or do I have to get P?
Yeah, you get all those scores plus
9.
P.
Decent. All right. Calculator coming out, boys. 9 plus 8.
I'm normally all folded up behind
9,
a job, so I look small.
plus
but
9.
I'm all limb.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Did I add my score? 1, 2, 4. Yes, I did. 9 plus 8 plus 9 plus 9 equals a grandson of 58.
Rich, that is an unbelievable score.
Gone.
He's good.
Especially when the max score is 50.
Yeah, but I haven't voted. The max score is 40.
Oh, have I got that wrong? Oh, what's going on here then?
This is the best bit, is watch Robin do maths.
Surely you can vote for yourself.
I'm happy with 58, to be fair, because it is quite literally unbeatable.
I was just testing you all there, right? Just to see if you're all still listening and switched on. The band, everything's still going well, etc. So well done. You all picked up on it. The actual score is 35.
Solid.
Richie's in the lead.
No, we've all got to put decimal places on the next score.
Okay. Right, so next up, Nigel Lawson. What did we all think? Nigel. Oh, going decimals. Oh no, mate! You haven't seen me work with decimals yet. Okay, so we've got. What did you have, Dave? 9.
9.1.
Nigel's trying to vote for himself here. This is outrageous.
I am gonna go big here. 9 plus.
It was the backflip over the settee that I thought had a lot of commitment. And it was a blatant disregard of the rules of
I
not
give
being
him a
allowed out
9.
of your chair. And you went proper rock and rolls. I disregard that rule. And I want to do a backwards roll over the settee. I think.
Can you see this one all right, Robin?
0.1 was that, Dad?
So, if my calculations are correct, which they very rarely are, Nigel has scored in at a record-breaking 37.
Oh,
Taking the lead.
37.1. Oh, yeah, nice.
0.1, sorry, yeah. That decimal point could be all the difference.
Everything matters.
I think I've done my back in actually.
Get to that emergency chiropractor. It'd be worth it, Nige, because there is a prize at the end of this. And you never know. It could be a physio appointment at this rate. All right. So some deep heat. All right. Cool. And what we all going for Jack's dance?
Jack, you're not allowed to vote for yourself.
-2.
Oh.
Longest yard quote if anyone's watching. All right. No, serious.
Ooh.
If I'm honest, Jack, I robbed you of the decimal place for the 0.1 because I felt like, being a hand planer is a bit weak. If you'd had a proper surfboard, I would have respected it a bit more.
Yeah.
What did you go for, Dave? Sorry?
One of those.
I went for a 9.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. 9, 8, 7 plus 9. Not bad, Jack. Not bad.
Not bad.
I think Jack, it was good surfing moves, like not holding the hand planer against you. That's fine. It's nice wooden look. I think you're in an outfit that reminds me of a seal because you've got matching top and bottom grey. It's like you've taken off a wetsuit and put on a thing that looks a bit like a wetsuit. That's great.
That's what I've done today. I've done exactly that.
So Jack scores in, correct my maths if they're wrong, at the total of 33. Such a good note. Get that recorded. It's like
It's like a rusty swing.
Yeah. It's like a woodwind instrument or something.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess it all comes down to the final vote, which is your host, Ribena.
What I liked about yours, Robin, was how much effort you put into it. None of us ended up that tired out because we all went for it a bit, but it's like you properly went for it, Robin. It was good.
Yeah.
I have been practicing. Oh! Oh!
Oh.
P.
Great.
Postponed. Okay.
Postponed till next weekend.
Yeah. Not avoid it. Yeah, do that this year, please. What did you have, Rich?
Well, I'm afraid I find myself unable to give you anything
Because I broke the rules.
Because you broke the rules. You're the rule setter, the rule breaker. Because you did not
Oh.
stay in your chair at your desk. It was great effort. I loved that you were a bit puffed out. What were you thinking?
Disqualified.
Yeah. Just for anyone watching, if you're a drummer and you're looking for work, there's now a vacancy. Okay.
Yeah, and you won't have to be that great to pass the audition. The standards have been set really quite low.
You've got to score a desk dance above the score of 37 out of 40. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So on that bombshell,
Robin's lost miserably.
I've totally shafted Robin. He must have thought, I'm going to win. I'm so close to winning.
10 squared from Dad. Nice.
you ate.
Robin doesn't know what that means, so he's not able to add it up, is he?
Well, hang on a minute.
What's going on here? We went for.
I'm just doing the thing.
10 squared.
Oh,
10 squared.
Oh,
what's going on here?
good.
I can't do squares either.
Just write loads of zeros. It's fine.
Let me see your card again, Rich.
My card?
I'm being made a fool of here.
No, that's all right. That's all I did.
Squared.
No, Nigel's doing 10 squared. But he's done 10 squared wrong.
Bunch of jobs worth, I tell you. So, the overall winner is who receives the grand prize of TBC, to be confirmed, because I forgot to sort the prize out before podcast. Makes it all the more exciting. You know, the winner ain't going to be sleeping tonight. Let's put it that way.
It's not a Saltwater Cure CD, is it?
There's plenty of them.
Yeah,
I've got hundreds
send
of
it to
them in the
yourself,
back.
please.
David Emery scored in at a grand total of 30. Richard scored in at a grand total of 35. Nigel scored in at a grand total of 37.1. Robin scored in at a grand total of 28.4. Jack scored in a grand total of 33. So, by no means necessary. The winner is, drum rolls, everybody. Kids up. Ooh, cue the music. Nigella Lawson.
Hey, nice one, Dad.
Nigel's won everything.
Got a bet.
Nigel's won all categories.
Sorry?
Thanks very much for the present.
Yeah. That's
Really
all
appreciate it, guys.
We put a lot of effort into the cover. We thought you'd like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it, mate. Looks a bit familiar, but
It's a great cover.
no, seriously, thanks so much. I'll treasure that. Let's go.
There will be a prize, Nige. There will be a prize, all right? Suspense is killing me. So, Nige, how does it feel to be the winner of the Saltwater Cure dance-off?
I'm thrilled and honoured and proud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
How would you feel?
I would feel lost for words is how I would feel. I think I feel, I would.
It's been a great night. It's been a fantastic night. Thanks ever so much for putting this all together, Ron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice one, Robin.
Thank you
Loved
very
it.
much, Robin.
Fantastic.
Right.
I
Yeah.
can't
Well,
wait
yeah.
for the next actual gig.
Yes, absolutely.
Dare I say it? We should probably have a practice at some point, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
mentioned.
Impose ourselves upon the paying public.
Well, as soon as Robin, as soon as you think podcast is complete, I think they should immediately be a band meeting now that we've had a few beers, because there's like, I do have some ideas.
Yeah. What straight after this?
Yeah, like
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I've got many guitars here ready to go.
I'm sorry, I don't even mean like jamming ideas, just like just a couple of things.
Yeah, absolutely. Or I mean, everyone. Yeah, if everyone can do. Cool. So yeah, thanks for that, everyone. That was Wiki. So we are Saltwater Cure. Thanks for listening, everybody. And tune in 2 weeks' time or a week's time, depending on dates to be confirmed, for the next episode of the Let's Talk Music podcast. Cheers, everyone. Nice one.
Cheers, Robin.
Yeah.
Nice one.